48 laws of power. Law number 1, never outshine the master. In fact, pander to him if that means getting your needs met. You know who understood this principle? Galileo, famous astronomer. He needed funding and he needed students for his research. How would he get it? One day he discovers that Jupiter has moons and he finds 3. He could have named them all after himself, but instead he named them after the Medici family. Why? Because Jupiter was the most powerful of the gods. Now, all masters want to appear more brilliant than they actually are. So Galileo was able to get named court philosopher and get the funding that he needed. That is effective. Follow, like, subscribe for more communication tips. 48 laws of power. Law number 1, never outshine the master. There are times in life where there's other people with more power and they have things that we want. Making it known that we are prettier, smarter, or funnier than they only inspires fear and makes it more likely that we will not get what we want. See this guy? His name was Nicholas, former finance minister of France. He loved parties, beautiful women, and good music. He thought that his lavish lifestyle would make the King Louis XIV, like him more. But instead, his lavish parties got him thrown in jail in solitary confinement. Why? Because King Louis XIV was a proud and arrogant man himself, and good old Mr. Nick was stealing all the thunder and glory by being too fabulous. Law of power number 1, never outshine those with the purse. 48 laws of power. Law number 2, never put too much trust in friends and learn how to use enemies. Friends owe you nothing. In fact, they are most likely to betray you for envy or jealousy. See this guy? Michael III. He was head of the Byzantine Empire long ago. He had plenty of enemies, but what he needed was a good friend. He put all of his trust into this guy, Basilius. He gave him jewels, granted him power, nobility, and even gave him his own mistress. Basilius, however, could not get enough. So one day, while Mikey was drunk, having a little bit too much to drink, Basilius came in, killed him, took off his head, and paraded it through the streets of the empire. Mikey went from being head of the state to just a head. Be careful. Make sure you check out my Communication Commandments book for more tips. 48 laws of power. Law number 3, conceal your intentions. You see these folks? They're happy and all, but they're gossiping and telling all of their business. Not a great idea. We want to talk about our feelings, our plans, our goals, and our dreams with all honesty. However, brutal honesty makes people offended, it makes us predictable, and other people jealous if we happen to have the upper hand. Instead, use a bit of mystery. It'll help you retain your power. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and all those things to make sure you get more communication tips. Be effective. 48 laws of power. Law number 4, always say less than necessary. Do you want your artwork to be worth millions of dollars one day? Of course you do. In this case, go ahead and take a page out of this guy's book, Andy Warhol. The famous Campbell Soup guy understood that saying less makes you appear more profound. In fact, he said so little about his work and made it so ambiguous that other people started talking about his work for him. And of course, you know, the more people talk about you, the more valuable you become. Keep those eyes on you. All right, so law number 4, say less than necessary.